Hello, Tehilim. How are you? Give me a sec. I'm going to send the link to.
Hello, Tehilim. How are you?
Give me a sec. I'm going to send the link to my partners in crime. Okay, link sent. They should be here any moment. Closing this. Okay. Good to see you too, man. How you been doing? You ready for another 7 hour marathon? No, no, no. I promise. Not so much. Have some shit to do in a few.
All right, I think I'm in.
Hello.
Hey,
How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
Very well. Hope the ladies will be happy having the handsome one here.
Hey, Will.
You have any problem if they start cut calling you?
Say that again?
Do you have any problem if the ladies start cut calling you?
I have no
No, no,
problem
no.
with
What
that.
whispers?
Although my wife might have my little girl. my son's still very young. He's only a year old, so I don't think he'll even care.
Okay.
Hey, his dad might get it too.
Okay, man. Hey, Brylon.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey. How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I was able to get off work a little early, so I picked up some comics. I'm actually reading Sideways right now.
Oh, what do you think about it?
It's pretty cool. A lot of people were saying that it wasn't going to be a really action-packed comic, but I'm actually down with reading something pretty chill right now. And the way it seems like they're setting it up, it's just really a world building issue, which is cool because you don't necessarily get that sometimes. You don't get attached to the character in the first couple issues, so this is actually a pretty good setup.
Yeah, I thought so too. So, handsome? No. I'm not going to call you handsome. Hey, one. Yes, that's better.
Yep.
Hey, one.
I am the Juan.
What comics did you read this week?
Well, I currently read the latest issue of Monstrous, and I'm kind of rereading like old paperbacks of Exo Manowar. Both are really good.
I like
especially the Manowar stuff.
I like the Exo, but Monsters not so much.
Yeah, I get it. It's a book not for everybody. It's more like, it's kind of like a fantasy book. So, yeah.
I have no problem with the fantasy. It's the book per se that I don't really care that much. I
get you.
I read well, you heard me rant and read me rant about it. I read Superman 41. Turns out I was right again, as always.
As always.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I read, well, I have a lot, but I haven't read them all. I also read Super Sons.
I've read some of that. It's actually a pretty good book for your kids.
Fuck my kid. It's very good for me.
Yeah, I know.
No. He likes most of the things that I like, but he's 17, So
I gotcha.
he doesn't want books for kids. He wants books for grown-ups.
Yeah, obviously. I got you.
Yeah. I have to be always watching. He doesn't start reading Tentacle Prawn.
I actually had picked up some other books, so I ended up going in there. A friend of mine wanted Sideways for him because this is actually probably going to be his first DC book in a long while. He's been really trying to stick with he was really an Image and Marvel's kid growing up. So I've been like explaining to him like all the stuff going on with like whole SJW and just how Marvel's doing certain things. And at first he's like, I don't see that. He was the one that was reading Riri Williams' Iron Man, and he's like, he completely dropped it. So Sideways is a book that he's really hyped for because I had him to read the Hunter Killer Cyberforce crossover trade that I had. So now he's like, he's all for it.
It's a good book, a really, really good book to get someone into comics.
Yeah, because it's something fresh and brand new. You don't need to know about the last 40 years of history with this character. You can just jump in like everybody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But so I picked this up. I picked up what else did I get? Oh, I got the last week's issue of Detective Comics with Clayface. I haven't read that yet.
That was great, man. That was great.
Oh,
so no spoilers?
No spoilers, man. No spoilers.
Okay. No spoilers, but it was really great.
I believe so. I'm pretty sure because Detective Comics has been amazing. I didn't get the annual. I didn't know if it was really necessary. I heard it was going to be just talking about Clayface.
Not really necessary, but you would be well. If you can, you get it.
Okay, I'll probably pick it up later. I heard it does really do a good job of making Clayface a lot more relatable. I mean, he's been relatable so far, but this is like, I feel like if you read the annual and probably read this issue, like it will just make the emotional weight like that much more.
It's a totally new origin.
Oh, they retconned it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's a totally new origin for him.
Yeah. There've been places. I know, like
you're breaking.
Carlo.
You're breaking out.
Oh man,
like the original
one. You're breaking out.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
And now he can't hear me, or I can't hear him.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were saying?
Okay. Has like multiple origins for Clayface. Like the original one, like his clay powers. He was just an actor that from a horror movie that was killing the cast until he got caught. And later on, he eventually gets his clay powers. I don't know when, like maybe the 80s or 90s, when there were already multiple Clayface, like the Matt Hagans, and I forget the other two.
Yes. Yes. It's Basil still, but new origin.
Carlo, okay, so it's the actor.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's a new origin.
Okay.
All right, that's cool then. So
kind of picking off the old one.
Okay.
And they do a little tweaking here and there in the origin story.
I got you.
Yeah. It was really, really good. Mm-hmm. Hey, Braylon, what happened with Larry? Isn't he coming?
That's what I was asking you. I thought he was gonna be on.
So did I?
I don't know. Maybe something came up. Maybe he's gonna join in later. Let me message him and see what's up.
Let me see.
Maybe he got confused with the time or something.
Yeah, maybe he's busy somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, I sent him a message, so he should get back soon. What'd you say, Joe?
I said something like that.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
It's your mic, man.
Yeah, you might
Your
want
mic,
to either check your mic or something.
or you have a lot of lag. Where are you? USA?
Yeah.
Well,
Like
then it shouldn't be that much of a lag.
Oh, there's a lag.
Yeah,
It
that
could be
and the
lag,
audio kind of breaks up.
or it could be your jack,
Oh, okay.
or your mic, or maybe your ISP.
Probably the ISP because I usually don't have this much problems.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I
Well,
picked that up.
while we wait for Larry, one, how old are you?
I am 27 years old.
A spring chick, then.
This
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, really young.
Yep.
And you have how much reading comics?
How many years? I would have to say a good. Let me see. Let me do the math. Okay, I started reading comics when I was 5, so at least a good 22 years.
Well.
Oh, that's good.
You're not a new fan then.
No. My dad introduced me at a really young age. And plus,
Yes.
it was like around the time when those, Saturday night superhero cartoon shows came up. So, I was introduced to comics real early.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I'm still behind the ears when it comes to comics, man. I'm getting introduced to all this stuff. This is why my backlog of books is so huge.
Yeah.
It's nuts. I was actually
you're gonna need about 2 months vacation time to read all.
I'm serious, man. Because I went to my shop, right? And here's the funny thing is that I went to the other one where I got the She-Hulk, not the She-Hulk book, but the Silver Sable books, right?
Yes.
So I call up the 2 shops that I normally go to, and I was like, "Hey, do y'all have Sideways?" The other one, Third Planet, that I go to a lot, that I have my pull list at, they're like, "We sold out, bro. Let me see if we can put up an order for you." And they're like, "Oh yeah, the order already went out. Like it's sold out really fast." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I called the other one. They're like, "Yeah, man, we don't have it." I was like, I don't think he really looked for it. So I'll pull up there anyway after work, and I check, and the books are right there. I'm like, it was right there, which is funny because sometimes
he didn't search, or he was trying. He didn't look, or he was trying to save it for someone else, maybe.
That's exactly what I was thinking, because I've kind of, I hate to say this, I picked up a manga, right? Gundam Thunderbolt Volume 3. I'm a really big Gundam fan,
Yes.
right?
Oh yeah.
So sometimes I'll kind of hide them in certain places, inconspicuous places that no one would think to look, like in those long, short boxes at the bottom floor underneath the tables, and I'll kind of hide them there. I'm like, okay, I'll come back next week. Nobody will know to look there in that random spot to get that ball. I'll do stuff like that, because I don't want to order it.
I used to do that. I used to do that. I went and I got my stuff, and then I used to search in the back comics,
Yeah.
And sometimes there was this comic, but I didn't have the money.
I completely understand.
And back then they didn't make the pull list here in Mexico. So that's what I did. I took it and put it in another different box. Way in the back.
I was actually,
if you wanted to search for that, you wouldn't search for that in that box, because it wasn't in the right place. Because they used to put them in DC, Marvel, Image, and then do the alphabetical order. Yeah. So if it was a Marvel book, I went to Image or DC and way back in a box. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was kind of thinking, I was like, how much you want to bet somebody's hiding like 2 or 3 issues behind Squirrel Girl or Miss Marvel? Nobody's gonna check.
Exactly.
It's like that's something I would do though. I was like, let me
Yeah.
put this behind Miss Marvel. Nobody will ever think to look for it.
Yes.
Oh man.
Nobody's
Okay.
going to move that comic ever.
Never.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I picked that up. I picked up Gundam Thunderbolt. I picked up Red Hood and Outlaws because I really do enjoy that comic and Mr. Chudy or Master
I
Chudy.
have been I am way behind in reading Red Hood.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Red Hood is pretty good. That's a comic that I will read. You know, I will read Red Hood and Outlaws before I read Superman. I know I'm in the minority. I know Superman's been pretty good, but I have to stick with books that I know that I'm going to constantly want to buy on a continuous basis.
Yes.
Um, and that's
Yeah,
one
I'm the same way.
I'm always going to be down for. I'm not the I appreciate consistency in my books. So oh yeah, and I also picked up Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, the one that came out last week or the week before last or something like that. The one
How was
when
it?
Hawkeye. I haven't read it yet, but I heard it was pretty
Oh,
good. I flipped through it, looked pretty good. Also while I was there at that shop, I've kind of also learned that Descender, which I love by Image, is a book that you just got to read and trade. Issue 27 came out, and I went and flipped through it, and I was like, yeah, this is written for trade. It's
which one?
cool. Descender, Jeff Lemire and Dustin
Oh,
Nguyen.
I know which one. Yes, yes, the
Okay.
sender.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
been buying that, but
Pick it up and trade. If you get it in floppies, you'll be
no,
disappointed.
I don't think if I'm going to buy anything by Image.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't see?
Oh, what?
Yeah, I saw the
Some
Twitter
crazy
post by that. I mean, yeah,
shell or
just
something.
I'm not gonna
whatever her name
stop
is.
buying books because of one creator, and plus I
Yeah.
talked to, and considering I've actually talked to the creators of Monsters on like occasion, like at cons and stuff. I'm not gonna drop that book. They're way too nice people for me to drop that book.
Yeah, I'm not
Plus,
gonna
they
let
do some
one
real good
person.
work.
I completely understand what you was saying. I'm not gonna let one person ruin it because, like Sean Gordon Murphy, if he goes back to Image, what am I like not gonna buy a book from because some whack job that's a colorist on a book that nobody cares about trash talks people? I'm not gonna let them do that. I'm not gonna buy a book from them, that's for sure. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, all Image books, you know. But but Descender is probably the only Image book that I was reading consistently. All the
I
other ones I
was
was into were miniseries.
I have more than one. I believe in my pull list. Let me see where is it. Let me see where's my pull list for this last week. This is the correct file. No. This is the correct file. Okay. Now let's see. This last week, image. Where are you, image? Image. I got Hit Girl.
Okay.
I got the Further Adventures of Nick Wilson, number 2. Haven't read it. I don't know if it's good. And this is this week. Last week, let me see. Last week, nothing from Image. The week before that, I got Versus, number 1. I got Kingsman.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, Kingsman is really good. And I got Coyotes, number 4. I've been trying to make a roasting video about that one.
Which
Yeah,
one?
that one's rough.
Roasting
Oh,
video
it's
on
shit.
what?
It's shit, man.
What roasting video on what? What was the
Coyotes.
I don't
Coyotes.
remember.
That's the name of the book.
Uh,
I've been meaning to do that for a while.
I was actually thinking about doing a video on so you know that Legion book that came out like what a month and a half ago or something like that, 2 months ago. Was it
a trade? Was it a trade?
no, it was an actual comic by Marvel.
Oh, I know which legion are you talking about. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I know.
So I was thinking about doing a video on that. From what I heard, it was pretty whack, which I kind of expected. But
Mhm.
really, it could have been a cool self-contained graphic novel. I don't know if any of y'all seen the TV show, but it's pretty out there. It's pretty bonkers, but in a
Yeah.
good way.
No, I haven't been reading that
Yeah,
I've
nor
actually
watching
watched
that.
some of the show. It's pretty trippy. I heard talked to Larry
yeah,
about it like last. I think it was Wednesday. I wasn't sure, but the show's actually really good, and I love the portrayal of the Shadow King in that.
yeah. They go all
Mm.
out. That's what the book could have been, but I mean, it could have had like that Bill Sinkovich art or that kind of Neil Gaiman type art, where it's like completely like just nuts, but it would have worked.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
maybe if I drop something, I will have the money to,
yeah.
because
I
it's on
completely.
on which service is it?
It's on FX. Yeah, it's a FX miniseries,
Yeah, I
8
don't have a
episodes.
channel.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have
Maybe
the
hopefully
channel.
they'll put it on Netflix one of these days or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
but I do know that like I mentioned, I had to really be very particular with the books that I buy because I think I was talking to Larry, even I think Samurai Raccoon, who was on Captain Frugal's live stream yesterday, the other day,
Huh.
Yeah.
and we were pretty much saying if you get on a book or something like that, you're kind of committed. Like Nightwing, I read the first 2 issues of Sam Humphrey's run. This is what I was telling him. I was like, this is really good. I have to stop reading this, otherwise I'm gonna spend money on this and not on something else. And
Exactly.
that
Yeah,
and
I
that's the
know the
thing.
feeling.
And I
Yeah, I
think
know the
that's
feeling.
why a
That's
lot of
why
people are
I
freaking
haven't
out with us.
been. That's why I don't
What's up?
pick that many new books. No, that's why
Yeah,
I don't pick that many new books, because if it's good, I'm going to want to keep on buying it, and I don't have
yeah.
infinite amount of money.
I completely
Exactly.
understand where you're coming
Yeah,
from, especially like
yeah, and what?
The Brave and the Bold book with Batman and Wonder Woman. I don't really
I
have.
I
What's
have
up?
it, but haven't read it yet.
The art looks
I have that
amazing.
one. Yes.
It
Oh, then
looks
I'm going
really
to.
good.
I'm reading it tonight. Then I haven't
Yeah,
read it yet.
I'm looking at advertisement. It's in between the sideways
It,
pages. Like, why are you
it's
talking? I'm like, I flip through it.
the it's that this Wednesday, the miércoles, the NCPD. I
Mm,
was with a huge migraine, man. It was killing me.
Oof.
yeah.
So I managed to read the 2, 3 books, and I couldn't go on. I was going to do a live stream with Spike. I canceled because I was feeling shit.
Yeah.
I know
No.
that feeling. Trust me.
Yeah. So and now I am behind in my reading in other books too.
Have you ever read a book like or a trade of like, collections of stories, right? And it's so long that you have to read another comic book to take a break from reading a comic. Like, have you ever done that?
If it's a bad book, yes. If it's a good book, no, never.
I'll be
Okay.
honest.
I get there's a novel for Miguel Sabaco. It's the author. It's really old novel. It's called Los Pardayan. It's 7 books, just 7 books, 500 page each. I have read that several times, and the first time, good luck, I was on vacation because I finished 1 book per day. So
Mm.
if it's a good book, I won't sleep until it's over.
I think sometimes something
Yes.
me it, like okay, so I was talking to Eric last night and I was like, bro, like Onslaught Saga is really long. I was reading that and I was like, how much longer is this thing? how much longer. So I took a break because my Comixology Unlimited thing that I have going on. I'll get certain new books, right? So
Is it good then?
what Onslaught?
No. Onslaught. Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Saga.
No, Onslaught.
Oh, yes, yes.
I haven't read it, but it seems like it has a following, but I haven't read it. I
It's
don't
not
really have
up
interest.
my alley.
Yeah, it's
And
not
not
really.
mine either.
Yeah. But yeah, I took a break from that and I started reading Danger Girl, like the trade of Danger. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually really had a good time reading this. I was like, this is really fun.
That's fun, yes.
It-
It's a fun
That's
book.
a fun book. I read it mostly for the
it's
pictures,
a
though.
fun book. I think that's like mostly anybody. J. Scott Campbell and Frank Cho are like the kings when it comes to stuff like
Oh,
that.
yes. Frank
Yeah,
Choice is a god, man. Yes.
Cho,
Yes.
I love him. He's
His
a,
book,
oh man, I'm like
he just, I think, is the last issue. It's a book. What's the
Skybound. Was that
name?
what it is?
Skyborn, yes. That one.
Yeah.
It was
Uh, uh,
issue 5 this week. And
oh, so it was only like
I
a
believe
5-issue miniseries.
I believe it was I haven't read it yet, but I believe it was the last issue. Yes,
Okay.
I believe it was the last issue, and it is good, man. It's really, really good.
Sounds really cool.
Yeah. Did you read the second issue of Damash?
No, okay, here's the thing. I'm not really that crazy about Damage. Maybe I'll pick it up in a trade, but here's the thing, like I was mentioning for like other books. Like I picked this up because it's a new age of heroes. And I was like, should I jump back in on Green Arrow? And I was like, and then I saw the Terrifics and I like Mr. Terrific. And the book looks like really cool. And it's also written by Jeff Lemire. I was like, okay, you gotta only pick one of the two. You're sideways. And I've already got all these other books and manga that I read. So I was like, okay, either Damage or the Terrifics. So I'm choosing the Terrifics. I'll probably come
yeah, I'm
back
gonna
to
be honest.
Damage later. But
Now you're breaking up.
go ahead.
Randy, still there?
No, Braylon, you're breaking up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost half of what you said.
Oh, okay. Might be my internet.
Well, he was talking
Go.
about the Terrifics, like he was gonna pick that up instead of Damage too. Correct?
That's correct.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, the
I'll be
terrific.
honest. I am real hyped for Terrifics because it's filled with characters that I grew up with. At least 3 out of the 4 of them, like Metamorpho, Plastic Man, who is probably going to be my favorite character of that series because I loved him in the Justice League of America. Did you read the scene where he's like a dress and Barda's wearing him as a dress? Remember?
Yes.
Like he snuck into her room, changed into a dress, and then
Yes.
when she came down, all the other JLA members were wondering where she got it, and she thought that one of them sent it up to him, but it was actually just Plastic Man.
Yeah.
I love Plastic Man. He is my favorite. I also love Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, he used to be a really fun character, and then they made it fun, but not a joke, because he used to be a joke way back.
Yeah, he was way back in the day. He was a joke character, but later on, he's actually, for the most part, he was actually a legitimate member of the team. Like he could actually do things. He wasn't just
Yes.
there for comic relief. Which I kind of like characters that are there that are funny, but they can be useful at the same time.
Yeah, I didn't like it was a Justice League that they did. I believe it was Justice League of America that they did. It was Ice, Fire, Guy Gardner, Goldbuster, Buster Gold.
I love Booster.
Yeah, but that version of the GLA,
Yeah,
it was just for fun, just for the jokes, and I didn't like it that much.
Yeah, not that one. I didn't like that one at all.
Has anyone been reading the Justice League of America book? I saw the cover of it, and I was like, I just don't care about it because they'll periodically have a good issue, but then another like 2 or 3 issues that I don't care about. I
Yeah,
was kind of hoping it was going to be like Justice League International.
yes, it's been like that. Yes, up and down, up and down. Yes.
Yes.
It's kind of sad. Both Justice League books haven't been that great.
Yeah, I'm actively not reading any Justice League books until the Martian
Justice
comes
League
back.
has been more consistent
Yeah, that's true.
than GLA.
I'll say that, yeah. Especially in the art department, too.
Yes.
Because if you look at some of the earlier issues of JLA, yeah, the art's good, and later on it kind of goes iffy. It's not consistent.
Yeah, they changed the artists for a few issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't care that much for that one. But yeah.
Yeah. Completely feel you on that one.
Yeah.
So, did y'all hear? Okay, so here's another thing. And this brings in the whole thing about some videos I've seen with CB Sobolski saying that this is going to be a fresh new start. Now,
Oh, fuck him.
of course, take that with a very, very small grain of salt. But here's the thing: they had the newest issue of Astonishing X-Men that came out this week, right? And the same friend that got him into Sideways sent me a picture of the cover. And he's like, "Oh, it's Psylocke and this other guy," and he's a huge Psylocke fan, right?
Yes.
I'm just like, "Bro, don't fall for it." It's a trap. He says, "But the cover looks so good," and I was like, "Bro, how many times have we talked about this? How many times have we been disappointed by X-Men book? It's not gonna change." But I will say, I walked in there and flipped through the book, and I'm pretty sure it's probably got CB Sobolski as editor-in-chief on there in the credits because Rogue and Psylocke are like thick with 2 C's, man. Like, I don't know what happened. They're like, "Oh, you don't like how women look like men? We got you, bro." Like, Rogue still has the weird looking, like, all green with like the X on her stomach or whatever. But I'm like, yo, everybody is like thick. Psylocke is talking to our older version from like the late Uncanny's X-Men run from the late 80s where she has like all
Psylocke is Betsy Braddock. Yes.
Yeah, that one. When she has like the
she never was really thick. She never was really.
Well, they forgot about that because they drew her that way.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing, man. How do I say this? Okay, I don't mind thin women in my comic books.
Obviously.
I don't mind the really good-looking mamacitas either, of course. But more than that,
what's up?
Carol Danvers, okay? If
Yeah.
if they drew her like they were drawing her, okay? But she's well written. You can forgive the art.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's
but
a good point.
it's a combination of things. It's a mix of the two. It's a bad art and shitty writing, and that's when I say, "Oh, come on, no." The horror book I was telling you, the other the Blin, you know, the art is not that realistic. Okay, it's the kind of art you used to find in some of the stories that were on heavy metal, black and white kind of art.
I got you.
Yeah, but it's well written, and the art goes with the story. You know, and I could give you what was the name? Witch of the Black Rose or some shit like that. It's a comic book, but it's more smooth. That comic book.
I got you.
Yeah, Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose or something. That's the name of the comic book. But it's smooth. Okay,
It's like one of the Grim
nudity.
Tales books you're talking about, right?
No, no,
Oh,
it's another different book. No,
oh, okay.
no, 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 no. I used to think that too, that the Senescope was smooth, but I just went through one the other day, and it's not. It's not. Well, this comic book, it's really really great art. Okay, but I don't care about the book. I don't buy it because it's smooth.
I got you.
Yeah, it's not that I am going to start going to the church and ask forgiveness. No, 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 nothing like that. But I don't feel it. You know, I don't feel it.
Yeah.
I rather have a different kind of smooth than that.
I think it's here's the thing. If you're gonna like do something like that, okay, let's give an example. You draw certain characters in a particular way. Now, of course, looking at that, you'd like, oh, what's it gets your attention, but there's no substance there, then people are gonna drop it.
Yes,
That's just
exactly.
how it is. Now,
Exactly.
if you have something with characters drawn in a particular kind of way that brings attention, like, okay, what's going on? And then you start reading, you're like, oh, this is actually pretty good. Then it's just
Yeah.
that really is icing. That's what we call icing. If
Yes,
you have
exactly.
a cake with just all icing, it doesn't matter. But if there's icing and then there's a nice layer of cake, perfect. But you
Yeah.
just can't have icing.
Yeah, double whammy.
Yes, exactly. It's like the silencer. The women don't look that much that sexy to me.
Well, that's John Romita art. He,
Yes, exactly. But the art is good anyway.
yeah,
His art is good and the book is good. So I don't mind.
exactly.
You know, I don't mind. It's more the way they are writing the characters. You know, they could have made me care, for instance, for uh, Amadeus Bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if they had written him in a good way. And the funny thing is that Greg Pak is the author of that book, and he can write. I don't
And
know
that's a
what.
and it's a shocker too because you read his World War Hulk and Planet Hulk stuff. It's some good stuff. He has written like over the years. He has done some good work with the Hulk.
I
But
haven't read the for several years now
yeah,
many Marvel books, but you can go by his by Boom Studios. You can buy his Mech Cadet U,
yep,
and it's
I've
really
been
good.
hearing some good things about it.
Yes, it's really good, man. It's an ongoing. It was going to be a miniseries, a 4 5 issue miniseries, and now it's an ongoing,
oh wow,
and it's really really good. Huh? Really really good. Anybody that can afford it, that doesn't have the problem with their budget, should. Or if you're dropping some book,
Yep. And that's the thing. What I've noticed is that so many books, like people will say, "Oh, well, if you don't read it, don't buy it." I'm like, you don't understand. There's so many good books out there that aren't given the time of day because people just only have so much of a budget for comics. Like I'll
yes,
see
exactly.
some
exactly.
people, with the was like move the needle right on Twitter, and like I'm like, dude, you must have had to at least spend like $120 on comics this
Yes,
week.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Yes, I
And
saw
like you
that.
see
Yes.
these posts every week by the same people. I'm like, are y'all? I'm like, y'all must have like a $500 to $600 monthly budget for comics. I do not have that type of money, dude.
No,
To
no,
spend on
man.
no. It's
comics.
way too
I
much
can only
money.
buy like two main comics that I buy, and then like maybe 3 or 4 extra ones that if I hear good things about, I'll pick it up. But I may only buy 2 comic series.
I buy a lot more. I'm buying all the Batman, all the Bat family.
All right.
I'm buy except Harley Quinn.
I
I
wouldn't
dropped
really
that.
consider her a Batman
Uh,
book, more like a Suicide Squad.
yeah, but it's in the same. But
Yeah, same.
I don't like it. I drop it.
Yeah.
I'm buying
I think the
both
only thing that's
Superman.
really selling that is the Frank Cho covers is what's probably selling that book.
Probably yes, yes,
I'll
probably.
say this: Frank Joe did a good job of drawing Killer Croc. Like he combined
Oh yes,
Arkham Asylum look from the first game and his animated series look for his face and stuff. I was like, man, that's a pretty good Killer
yes,
Croc.
yes. That looked great. And I'm buying the GL books too.
Oh yeah, I love the GL, especially Robert Vendetti. Like ever since I read his Exo Manowar series, I'm like, I'm reading anything he writes.
Yes,
I also say
yes.
this that his replacement Matt Kent in doing the new Manowar, he's also done a good job. He's like taking the book to a slightly different direction, but still feels like
It's been
his
great.
work. He's
It's
building
been
off of
great.
that.
Yes. And I'm buying Wonder Woman.
I kind of stopped after Greg Rucka.
I did.
Like the first 25 issues, like I love this Wonder Woman. I love it. Like I like his like the new take he did with Ares, his sons, Cersei, and Cheetah. But after 25, I'm like, yeah, I'm not reading this anymore.
I'm still buying it. I've been buying the Mr. Miracle.
Oh yeah, I
Oh
love Mr.
man,
Miracle.
that's so
That
good.
art is trippy. It
Yes.
reminds me of the Arkham Asylum book. You know, a serious house and serious Earth by Grant Morrison. Like
Yes.
Uh-huh.
that, like the trippiness. That's what it reminds me of, and it fits the storytelling. Like
Yes. I can't wait for the series to end to know what the fuck.
yeah,
No, yes. Okay. I'm still in some things. I'm still what?
yeah, yeah.
And I'm buying the Mecha Ju from Boom. I'm buying EXO, Ninja K.
Oh, Ninjak, I love him. I just gotta
Yes.
start reading his book again. Like I remember reading the older series. I need to start reading the new one.
Yes, and I'm been buying Red Sonja too.
Well, obviously, you know, for obvious reasons.
Red Sonja. No, it's a good book.
I know that. I know that. I'm just saying that.
It's a good book.
Aside from just the storytelling aspect.
And which one? Another one from Dynamite. Oh yes, the Shadow Batman.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, the crossover.
Yes, yes, the crossover.
I'm just waiting for that series to complete so I can buy the whole thing in one go.
Ah, good choice. Yes, good choice.
Because I remember reading The Shadow with my dad. Like I love that book. Like like
I have all the old pulps
oh yeah.
in digital.
Yeah, my dad keeps like most of his Shadow books in like a little chest upstairs.
Yeah, wise
Like
man.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
must be worth something today. Did you see the stuff about the pre-ordering from Diamond?
No, like I heard about, but I didn't read into too much detail.
It's about making easier to pre-order from the stores. They say, but here's the thing. Okay, I rather make a pull list straight with my comic book shop than give Diamond more power in the
Yeah,
market.
like Diamond already has like a
Yes,
huge influence in the market. I want to
yes.
give him even
I
more.
don't think we should go there that way with
Nah.
the fans. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think we should because it's giving them too much power, you know. And look what they are doing to Alterna.
Yeah, I know. I read some of that alternate stuff. It's rough.
Yes, and they pushed back 2 books, and they don't do reorders. Uh, I'm not really liking the way they do business.
Yeah, because in the end of the day, Diamond is only in it for making money for themselves. They're not. They don't really care about the comic industry as a whole. It's all about making more money for themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how that type of stuff goes. As long as they get their money, they don't really care. Unfortunately, because that really puts out a whole bunch, kind of screws around with a whole bunch of other retailers and even comic book companies, the smaller ones, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and they are making it harder for the smaller publishers to compete,
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. And here's the thing, okay? The article this woman published, the one in Image, and there was another one from someone in IDW. What I'm thinking, I might be wrong, but what I'm thinking is these people in Image and IDW maybe trying to get the big two down.
what do you mean, like get them down, like as in just what, like harass them or something?
Yeah, yeah, and try to drive the sales down for the big two.
That's pretty malicious.
Because if they aren't going to toe the line, then we are going to see how we drive the sales down, something like that.
I got you. That's pretty malicious.
It's my tinfoil hat, okay, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's something like that. Maybe we'll hear something from DNC and his insiders.
maybe so. I mean, it's kind of funny. One of the guys, I know Larry can't stand him, Jason Idman, who I actually would follow for like his Flash TV reviews when I watched Flash and all that type of stuff. Like if it wasn't for Jason Idman, I probably wouldn't have tried out Red Hood and Outlaws. So I can't throw too much shade at the guy. He's the reason why I'm reading Red Hood and Outlaws. I actually started reading the new 52 version first. And if you do check it out, it's pretty fun for the first 15, 18 issues. And then it just falls off. Kenneth
I didn't really like that version of Starfire that much. I don't know much about Roy because I haven't read that much about Arsenal, so I can't really say anything about him.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe it's because I didn't have such a huge attachment to her. Like as much as I knew was like the Teen Titans cartoon, and I watched read some Teen Titans comics, but like I didn't really get,
Yeah, I was really attached to the old Teen Titans books, like the George Perez ones, like the art. Like,
I've been trying to get into those, but once again,
I'd start off with Judas Contract. That's my favorite one.
Teen Titans has been great. I'm going to say almost always, if not always.
Yeah, for the most
there
part.
might be a run or two around there that are not that good, but for the most part, it's been a great book. And the current run is good. It's good. They are doing different stuff and they are rebuilding the characters.
Yep.
They are bringing back characters that weren't around for a while. And I've been liking it really, really much.
I think Scott Liddell has a lot to do with that. His writing on Red Hood and Outlaws, that is, I mean.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Characters...
I was going to say, his writing has really improved this new series. I like it. It kind of reminds me of the old X-Force stuff.
Yeah, I could see that.
Not really, but okay. I don't see it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because like the way I think of it, it's pretty much like a branch off of the Bat family, right? You kind of get
Red Hood. You mean?
Yeah, Red Hood.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of the Teen Titans.
Oh no!
Oh no!
No, yes.
Red Hood and Outlaws.
Yes. I do see that.
Yeah. Because I mean, pretty much like they had mentioned, they are the Dark Trinity. You have a jacked up version of Bizarro. You have Artemis, who's not really, kind of like not a hardened
She's an
version of Wonder Woman.
Amazonian,
Not
but
Wonder
She's
Woman.
an
from like
Amazonian.
Yeah, not Wonder Woman. You have
Yeah,
not Superman, not Wonder Woman, and not
and
Batman.
Batman, pretty much. And
Yeah.
I think that's cool because they're not superheroes per se, but they're not bad guys. They're willing to do what they can to help out good people, but then at the same time, they don't have a problem taking out a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
I mean, they try not to kill, but if it happens, they're like, oh well, it was a thing that happened. That kind of
Yeah,
like those.
yeah.
Now, do you? We're always saying show, don't tell, right?
right.
Show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. Well, in Damage, the second issue, again they show, don't tell. Okay. Spoilers, everyone. Spoilers.
Don't worry, I don't plan on reading
There's
it anyway,
a
so you can
panel
spoil it.
where Giganta. Is it Giganta? Yes, it's Giganta. Where Giganta grabs him. Okay, she has him in his hand,
All right.
and he burst out of her hand as if he were a bullet.
Oh, it kind of reminds me of that one scene from Ultimate Avengers when Giant Man has the Hulk in his hand. He just pops it open and then chokes the life out of him. So
I
something
haven't
like that,
read
right?
that.
Oh no, I'm talking about anime and movie, not an actual book.
Oh, didn't see it either. But well, yes, if it's like that, almost only Damage doesn't kill her.
Oh, okay.
He escapes. He's getting. He's talking to himself. The what's his name?
The Jekyll and Hyde scenario.
Yeah, like that. He's hearing his other self in his head, and there's some interesting stuff they are going to be doing there, I believe.
All right.
It's a good book. I'm thinking what I'm going to drop because I don't have a Patreon, so I don't have extra money to keep on buying more and more and more and more books.
Obviously. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
and that's why I think like having looking into trades and having miniseries help out a lot. Like a book will get canceled and they'll be like, oh, there isn't an interest for it. There isn't a reader base. There is. It's just you have so many books, stacked piled up. Like think about DC. You have Green Lanterns. You have Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps. You have the Green Arrow book, which isn't bad. I kind of dropped it just because
I
of
dropped
other
it.
books. One of the mainstays for that was because of Otto Schmidt, who was doing the art for the first 25 issues, had left it. And I was so PO'd. I was like, dude, why did you leave? He was like, oh, I want to do other projects. I was like, okay, all right. I guess that's a good enough reason. You have Nightwing, you have Titans, you have Teen Titans, you have Trinity, you have Justice League, you have Superman, you have Action Comics, you have Detective Comics, you have Batman. There's Batwoman, you have Flash, Signal, and you have Flash, which supposedly has gotten better. Then you have like the mini series. It's
been great.
Okay, yes. Cool. So then you have the mini series. You have the new Age of Heroes. You just got so many books. I mean, just calculating the books out of those that I would want to read on a consistent basis.
Even in let's say all were $3.
You still being like $50 just on those comics alone. 60,
way
maybe.
More. Just DC, okay?
Just DC,
Just
yeah, like
DC.
$70,
Okay.
probably.
Give me a second, and I'm going to tell you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 50. No, 10, 20, 30.
Oh, it's gonna be up there in like around 100 more.
40.
Oh man,
They are over. They are around 50 books because
you
I'm
smell
not
that,
counting
guys?
the Batman family and that.
Oh yeah, so
By
that's
yourself.
about.
And then you have Dark Days, and you have
Oh yeah, Dark Knight's Metal and Doomsday
yeah,
Clock.
and the Doomsday Clock, and you have Mr. Miracle, and you have the New Age. I haven't included yet.
That's the smell of money burning, guys. That's what that is.
Yes. So imagine there's 40 books. Okay, 40 books. Let's say
40 books for $3 each. So
$3 each. That's $120 a month.
Yeah, that's a
No,
lot of
more,
money.
more, because some are coming out twice a month.
Oh,
It's which one? Superman or yes,
Yeah,
Superman is
Batman
twice a
books.
month. Batman is twice a month. I don't
The Lantern
remember
books as well.
Are
which one.
they, or are they
Lanterns,
just
yeah.
monthly? Is it just because both of them come out? Like I think it's like 2 weeks you get Green Lanterns.
Like
Next 2 weeks you get Hal
Lantern, the other one
Jordan.
you get Hal Jordan. Yeah, so
Yeah,
bi-weekly.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of money. I would say it's around, I don't know, $150.
At least.
And
You
that's
buy-
not considering
And
the
that's
manga.
only DC. That's only DC.
Oh God! See, that's what I'm talking about. So much
And
money.
then you got, if you're buying anything from Marvel,
Well, I've been reading Thanos. That one's pretty good.
well, another $5 per month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing Marvel does need to fix. They need to have like increments because $4 doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm like, okay, I could spend $4 on this comic, or I could get 2 DC books for $6. You know what I'm saying? That's the way you calculate it. You're like, I could do that, or I could get like
Yes, you have to be a real fan of some book, and it has to be being great, really.
Yeah,
And the
exactly.
only one that was like that for me was John Mallon's run of Cable, which I'm still salty that they didn't have him to stay on longer. I don't know why you wait 5 issues and then have like a new team jump on. Just have a group of people. Like, see, the reason why people like DC so much is that like a person will have a run on a book for like 25, 30,
Yes.
35, 40 issues before
Or
they
more.
leave. Or more.
Yes.
Like James Tinian was saying, like he was what's this, Detective of Comics 974, he was on 938 or something like that, 40 issues almost,
Yes.
right? 40 something issues. Now he's going to be leaving soon. You see what I'm saying? You don't, Marvel, they have people on for like 3 or 4 issues and then have somebody else come on. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I think they hire good artists to give a sales boost, and they go cheap again and want to pay peanuts. I think,
Yeah.
okay, maybe wrong, but
And I kind of agree with you, because if you look back in the day when they were hiring artists, like I say, like 2006 to 2012, for the most part, it was pretty consistent. Like they'd stay for a while. Like I can think of like the Matt Fraction Iron Man. I forget who did the art for that book, but
fuck him.
well, yeah, fuck him now. But back in the day, back when he was actually a good writer.
No, fuck him. He was in Daredevil too. Yes, he was in Daredevil. Fuck him.
Yeah.
As a writer, okay, I don't know if he has done anything else. This is as a writer. I don't like his stuff. But here's the thing. Marvel used to have artists, the same artist on the same book for years.
Yeah. Long time. Like,
Yes, for years. The run in X-Men by it sucks
Jim Lee?
getting old. Which one?
Are you talking about Jim Lee's X-Men?
Jim Lee, for instance. How long was his run?
For a long time, like at least a good like for most of the early 90s. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Before he hopped on the Image.
Yeah, so Image was formed in 92. So I'm guessing he jumped in probably somewhere around Uncanny for a little bit or something. So like 89 to 92, 93. So he was like on there for like 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
Yes. So, and now they don't do that anymore.
opposed to 4 months. 3 to 4 years opposed to 4 months.
And they keep writers and artists that are shit, really, in the same book. I'm looking at you, Ta-Nehisi.
I think one of the big things is that someone had mentioned this, and I kind of agree. CB Cebulski will probably be someone that really won't. He's the guy that's going to be plugging the holes in the ship to keep it from flooding and sinking, but he's not really going to be doing any repairs of just making the situation better. He'll kind of stabilize things, stop the bleeding, make things a little bit better to the point where no one's complaining as much, but he won't probably be there to help create any new lasting stories. I would love to be proved wrong, but I think that's probably what it's going to be.
Yes, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat on that one.
Yeah,
I think you're right, and it really bugs me, man. And I'm betting all this Mary Jane Watson stuff is going to be just to spite us in the face again.
And then they're gonna have an issue where they don't get together. Like we're all getting hyped up, and they're like, "Oh," and like people are gonna lose their minds. Like I see it happening, man.
I already imagine it.
I already know. That's why I'm not like.
That's why honestly, I'm not hip.
I'm not gonna hype. I'm not gonna get hyped. And I think X-Men Red was the last time for like a good long while that I'm ever gonna get hyped for an X-Men book. I
am going to be buying several of their books come this May. Not necessarily to roast, but someone gave me some money to buy them and review them.
Okay.
And so I'm going to be doing that, but I don't know, man. I really don't know.
It's craziness.
For how long?
Man. It really is, because like let's think about this. Everybody sees it's a problem. Like there's people like, I'm not gonna be the person to just like stop following people because they have different opinions. Like someone else I'm following, he has a YouTube channel called Professor Thorgy, right? So someone asked him a question. I think it was probably someone's following me or within the Comicsgate community or just knows about us, right? And they asked him, and they're like, "Hey, how do you feel about people that are against this whole thing with diversity in Marvel?" And he says, "I don't support those channels," and that's all he said. But the problem is they say diversity in Marvel, not diversity in comics. You know what I'm saying? Because DC does the diversity thing. No one's pissed off. People love Green Lanterns. People really enjoy Teen Titans. You know, people like a lot of these books and characters. I mean, Sideways, the main character is like, what, is he Latino or something? He's adopted. That's what I do know.
He's Latino, I think.
Okay, right?
He looks Latino.
And no one's like, getting all up in arms and angry about this because it's just well written.
Because they write him as a person, they don't write him as a propaganda too.
Because they didn't gender swap or race swap anybody. One, because it's well written. Two, because even in Batman, where they have the transgender doctor, it's not big deal. Yeah, it's not big deal. They said she was transgender once. Never again have they spoken about it. You know? And if it's not important for the story, you shouldn't speak about that, because you don't see Batman going, "Oh yes, I'm a straight white male."
Exactly.
So I don't care if you're a straight white male. I don't like Batman because he looks like someone, or because he looks like me. He doesn't look like me. And I don't used to like Captain America because he looks like me. He's blonde. I'm not. It's the character. No, it's the what's inside the people, the character. You know. That's why we have more in common among ourselves, geeks, even being from different races and countries, than with people in our own countries from our own race that are not geeks.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and who's really complaining about diversity? Okay,
But we all
the,
we
the,
all
the,
know what the thing
Well, I mean, some
is.
fringe people, but they don't really matter because
yeah,
They don't buy comics.
exactly. We're not
Like,
complaining about that. We're complaining about shitty stories.
yeah, pretty much.
exactly.
And it's funny because someone like here's the thing. Now I like Ultimates. One also again Kenneth Rocafort did the art on Ultimates when they were paying actual really good artists to work on books, right?
Yeah.
The not the one from the Ultimates universe, but the one with Adam Brashear,
Yes, I
Monica
know which one.
Rambeau,
Yeah.
Spectrum. Yeah. So and it's funny because I didn't find out about it, the book, until later on in its run, like when it was about to get canceled, right?
Yeah.
And partially it wasn't being promoted. That's when the promotion was trash, right? And it was funny because America Chavez was cool in there, Blue Marvel was cool in there, Carol Danvers was an interesting character. I mean, Civil War II did Carol Danvers no favors. All right, so you had to do some really good writing to make her relatable in some type of way for us to care about her after what she had done.
Yes.
But instead of doing that, they rebooted her like 2 or 3 more times, and then like they wrote her just like as in just a extremely annoying person. So that just
Yes.
did not help her character. But if you bring that up, people like depending who you're talking to will agree with you, or they'll just try to deflect the situation by addressing something else. Really.
You know what? It
Yes.
kind of reminds me of like the Iron Man situation back in the first Civil War when they wrote him like a complete asshole. But when I know geeks not gonna like this, when Fraction took over, for the most part, he fixed all the things that made everybody hate Tony in Civil War. He actually kind of brought back the Tony that we love, and he actually progressed from that. If they would have done something like that with Carol, I would have been fine, but they really didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, I know geeky
No,
people
no,
hates
man.
Fraction to hell, but
Here's
you get the
here's the
point.
thing. Okay, if you like it, you like it. And if I don't like it, it's okay. We don't
Yeah,
have
I
to
know, I
like
know,
the
I know
same
that.
stuff.
Yeah, I got you. I know.
What I want to do is to go back to those days when that's all we fought over.
Yeah,
You know,
like
that's what
yeah, whether you like this
that
or
was
not, it's not.
the argument. Oh no 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 no! This artist is better. No 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 no! This writer is better. No 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 no! This character
Yeah, yeah,
beats
stuff like
yours.
that. Like good,
Yes,
like arguing over good artists and good writers. That like which one was better. Not like this sucks and stuff like
yes,
that.
exactly.
I want to go back to those days too. It was a lot
Yes,
more fun.
yes, 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 yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. And we could get really angry, and the next minute you and I will team up against Braylon because he likes, I don't know, Silver Surfer, for instance.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yes, it was like that. It was like that, man. We were arguing about, I don't know, if Batman was a really good character or not. Okay? And then after a really heated argument, then would go away, and we started
talk about
the
comics
people.
and then drinking beer, stuff like that.
Yes, yes,
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like just sometimes misinformation. I think some people will go off face value and they'll see, some people in the community just going completely like just too hardcore. Well, I don't know. That's just my opinion. And they go out their way to attack and harass people. Or quote unquote harass people. They'll just attack like somebody will make a comment that's not attacking comic book fans, but since they're quote unquote a SJW, they will attack them. And I'm like, okay, that's probably not a good way to handle it.
yes.
Or they'll read a book and they'll be like, oh, this is SJW. I'm like, is it really? Like Batman Annual #1, which I loved. I actually have the copy of it. And some people are like, this is Batman Annual #1, the whole Catwoman story. And they're like, this is SJW. I'm like, is it really? Is it?
Who said
is
that?
it? A couple people have. I'm not gonna put them on blast.
Really?
I'm like, yeah, a
Really?
couple like,
They
oh,
were people
Batman's
saying
like, Yeah, they're like, oh, Batman's like a complete wuss. He needs Catwoman to help her. I was like, well, he's human. I mean, he's like, Batman doesn't need help from nobody. I'm like, bro, how many times has people come to help Batman?
Okay,
Like, you know, come on.
every Robin has saved his life more than once.
Yeah,
Exactly.
even Jason Todd, if you read The Cult.
Yes, every Robin. Talia al Ghul more than once. Even
Superman on
Superman,
several occasions.
even Ra's al Ghul
Yeah.
more than once. Inspector Gordon more than once. Who else? There was Poison Ivy at least once.
Oh yeah, No Man's Land.
Yes. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? The Talon from the Court of Owls. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. There were two of the Talons that went. Now I'm a good guy and save him. Wonder Woman. Believe it or not, Plastic Man.
Oh, obviously Plastic Man.
Yeah. Elongated Man 2. Flash. Green Lantern. Green Arrow. Satana. Black Canary. Come on.
I know.
Come on.
And
Yeah.
also, I think-
Back in the day, yes, they wrote Batman and it was Bad God. You know?
Bat God. I
Yes,
still remember when people were pissed off when he got killed by Darkseid.
yes. And he had in his bat belt Bat MacGuffin for anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
but
a kryptonite ring for Superman.
yes, yes. But it hasn't been like that for many years now. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't see why they will say that. And besides, isn't it good that you and your wife, if or future
Wife-to-be.
wife to be, if both can fight, you help each other?
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, come on.
I think it was Super Dark Water also kind of did a roast of Kick Ass, like the newest one. I think he called it SJW. I think he might have called it SJW, something like that.
He said it wasn't good. I don't remember if he said it was SJW.
Because I know he was complaining about the Trump
But
comment.
DNC said, DNC, yes, he did say it was SJW, and it isn't.
Yeah, I think the reason people say that is because A, it's a woman and that's doing Kick Ass.
That's the stuff, you know.
Yeah.
If an SJW character is not because it's a woman or because it's black.
Or because she says something about Trump.
Even in the same page, she goes against the Democrats. In
Exactly.
the next panel,
I know.
okay? So it's not SJW. Come on. You
I
don't
just
have to be an SJW to not like Trump.
Exactly.
You know, if I were a citizen there, I wouldn't have voted for him. I would have gone for Gary. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
But here's the thing here. Like, in all honesty, if people could just enjoy comics, write about comics without all the backhanded stuff in the books. I mean, people know about the problems in the world, right? We all know about like stuff in the world, right? The things that are going wrong and
Yes,
just
exactly.
life in general.
Exactly.
I use comics as a way to get
As
away
escape.
from that, a form of escapism, right? So when I open up a comic book and right in my face is the exact same thing that I've been trying to get away from and escape just to read entertainment, I get annoyed. I think that would be anybody.
You know what? You get annoyed because it's been everywhere or almost everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was a book here or there, You wouldn't mind that much, especially if it was done like they did in Kick-Ass, where she doesn't like Trump, but she's talking shit about the Democrats too.
Yeah.
So she's talking shit against the government, not about the people that voted for Trump.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I know.
so you're allowed to not like the president. I don't think it's a good thing to go saying a basket of deplorables.
Obviously.
That's a different stuff. And I get you, Braylon. I want to read comics to get away from my problems, not to be reminded of them. You know, and if these people want so much to read about the same problems everywhere, I don't know why they are in comics. They should be in a newspaper.
Oh yeah, you could do satire.
Yes, exactly.
And and people say, well, they should be entitled to write whatever they want. But here's the thing: you represent a comic book publishing company, right? You represent Marvel, you represent DC. If you want to say whatever you want on social media, have a personal account. But they
Yes,
won't do that because they know they won't have, the megaphone to say what they want. They
the
won't create
following.
their, yeah, they won't have
They
their
don't have the
independent work
following. Yes.
because they know it won't do well. They won't go and create their own independent produced comic because it won't sell as well as them trying to do it in a Captain America book, in a whatever book, right?
It didn't work there either.
Yeah, it didn't work there either, but at least they got a couple months to kind of get away with it before it just
And they
got,
got paid.
yeah, and they got paid. That is
Yeah.
also true.
Yeah. No, here's the thing. Uh, what these people need to do is if they want to be in comics, they must realize that it's a business. They are making a product, and
Yep.
yes, they don't sell to me. They sell their work to Marvel, and Marvel sells to Diamond, and Diamond sells to the comic book stores, and the comic book stores sell to me. Right now, if any other kind of business were doing what Marvel has been doing for years now, they would have been out of business a long time ago. You know, you get fired like this. Try doing that in a restaurant. Try doing that in the cleaners, and see how far you go.
You're out there.
Yeah, yeah. Get me the manager right now.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
So
It's
I don't get it. So, these people need to realize that if they want, I don't think they really want to, but if they want to be in comics, they need to keep their stuff, their personal stuff, away from comics. You know,
I
Yellow
honestly,
Flash was Yellow Flash was saying that the writer for Superman is an atheist. If he is,
You would know.
you don't know really because it's not in his books. Because it's not against religion in the book. It's against fanatics,
Exactly.
you know. So it's a great book,
Yeah, I like that
and
latest issue.
and a masterclass in how to breach certain hard topics without preaching to anyone. You know, you can get it and you can enjoy it and don't pay any attention to anything. You can get it and come out thinking, "Oh yes, I know religious people are dumb," and you can get it and read it and get, "Oh yes, I know atheists are dumb," or you can read it like me and think there are dumb people everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm reading this spectacular. I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm reading this Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man issue 299. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And the art's pretty good. I'm actually I'm actually impressed.
Well,
Well,
So
for the
they have been talking good things about the chip.
yeah, it's his Marvel 2-in-1's been pretty good. The last issue was people kind
felt
of
like a
like
filler to me.
it really because it really was. Like if you look at that and people say, "Oh, it's already going downhill," I was like, "Nah, it's a filler." They don't even have what's his name, Brian Chang or Bernard Chang doing
Oh,
the
it's not the
art
same
like
writer.
in the first.
Oh
No, it's
no,
the
it's the
same
same
writer.
writer,
It's a different
different
artist.
artist.
Oh,
Different artist for the first 2 issues. So the tail end of it does have some. I mean, it overall it's still pretty good. And his Spectacular Spider-Man, if he was doing this, like apparently it's not selling well at all, but Amazing Spider-Man selling really well, which is kind of odd. I don't know. Maybe it's the collector's mindset. I don't know how that works. And then some people just honestly do like Amazing Spider-Man. I heard Larry said it was pretty good, the recent issue. But I don't want to spend money on a comic for 1 issue, and then the next 2 issues are trash. Then the next issue or so is good. Then the
I'm
next
not
two
going.
issues aren't that great.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going back to Spider-Man until they fix things.
Yeah.
I dropped it
I can see
more than 10 years ago now.
That's when Dan
And
Slott came on, pretty much.
yeah, and I had almost every book before that. Of course, most are Mexican editions, not the original ones, but I had
Yeah,
700 books.
I kind of stopped reading Spider-Man after Back in Black because that was the last real good Spider-Man story, and then right after that was One More Day, which is when
Yeah,
I stopped. Like it's kind of a gut punch too because that was such a good story, and that wasn't even written by Dan. That was written by forget his name. Like crap, the guy that wrote the 4 books back in 07.
yes,
Written by him. It just amazed me how he gave us a couple of good Spider-Man stories, but he gave us 2 real bad ones, like the whole Gwen Stacy, Norman Osborn thing. That was him,
yes.
and so
And
One More
then
Day was also him.
they did the Superior Spider-Man.
That one was weird. I
But
didn't pay that
man,
either.
I didn't read it really, but I got people that read it and told me, "Oh God, no!" And the raping fantasies, and oh, shit, come on, man!
Yeah,
It's an all ages book, please.
yeah, just make it for everybody. You don't have
Yes,
to add that.
yes, yes. You can have a max line and do that in, I don't know, the Punisher.
Yeah,
Yeah, and and it's not like in Spider-Man there haven't been strong issues. And they made an issue about guns way back in the day,
yep,
about people getting young children getting guns and getting that kind of guns, the illegal ones, out of the streets. They made issues about drugs, you know.
yeah,
But you don't need to go that dark in a children's, well, all ages book, you
yeah,
know.
No, not really. Or sometimes just learn how to imply certain things without, certain
Yes,
things don't need to be produced, but just imply it. Like certain things for violence, like Wolverine. If you're gonna have Wolverine in an X-Men all ages book, don't show him like schlicking people and like slicing folks up. It's an all age
yes,
book.
and the
You know what I'm
gods all over
saying?
the place. Yes,
Yeah, just imply it, and people will get the idea.
yeah,
There's no need to do all that.
yes, sneaked out of panel.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's
Yeah,
a good way of saying it.
yeah, yeah. And they used to be able to do that. They used to, but they don't anymore. I don't really know.
I don't know why they don't do it anymore.
They oh, and the shit about doing a crossover.
Oh, the
The
crossover.
Avengers and Justice
Oh
League.
yeah.
Oh, come on. No, no, no.
It's
No,
been
no,
done already.
no. Yes, but I don't want it because I don't want Marvel anywhere near DC the way
Yeah.
Marvel is right now.
Yeah, obviously that.
You know, I don't
Yeah.
want them anywhere near because it was who was all up in arms about it. It was yeah, Jason Aaron. He's a chill guy.
Yeah.
There was Axel Alonso. Fuck him.
Yeah. That guy.
There
Screw him.
was Tom Brevoort. Fuck him too.
Yep.
And well, just them two. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Because there was Jason Aaron and Scott Snyder. Snyder, I love him,
Oh,
and
I love
Jason
him.
Aaron seems like a cool guy, you know.
But
But the other two, Axel Alonso and Tom Brevoort, fuck them. No, no,
yeah.
I don't want them anywhere near DC. Anywhere near.
Yeah.
Yeah, the farther away from DC, the better.
Yeah. That I can agree with.
Yeah.
Those guys.
What people, I think one thing people will always try to do is like, well, DC was going through their slump, and I said, that is true, but I think the mindset was a little different because mainly when things weren't working with the new 52 after something else, wasn't it like DC now? And then they're like, oh, they really don't like this. Okay, let's try something else. Then that didn't work. Then they were like, okay, you know what?
Go
None of
back.
this is working. Let's just go back. That's the
Yes.
difference.
Yeah.
DC tried to do different things, and then when they saw they didn't work, they tried to make it work. They was like, okay, let's go, let's work
And they did
with what we
a
know.
publication
Marvel's
about it.
doing it.
They did a publication about it, talking to the fans that they listen and they were going to do what they heard the fans wanted. And Marvel isn't doing anything like that, you know. They aren't saying, okay, yes, we listen, we know, we get it, we fuck it up, sorry.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. That all I have to do is admit they screwed up and go back to the way things they were, and they'll get their fans back. Because
Most, not all,
now I
because
am
it's
most.
been too long, you know.
Yeah.
It's not the last 2 years, like many say. This
Yeah, I got
this this has about 10 years because it started slowly. It started in a Daredevil run by Mark Waid, the Happy Daredevil.
Oh, that was like in 2012, I think. I'm not sure.
No, way back.
Whoa, really way back? Okay.
Yes, I think so. I think it was. I don't remember really, but I believe it was before. I don't know, maybe 28, 27, 25, for around there. I may be wrong, okay?
All right.
But I believe it was around that time. I would need to go back and check the issues, and I'm not going to do it right now.
Obviously.
Okay, but it started way back. Okay, it's not the last 2 years. It's been going for a long time. They started, if that run of Daredevil is 2012, like you say,
Mhm.
the first sign of SJW was that. But the first sign of fuck the customer was Spider-Man. One more day.
Oh yeah, that's when it started. Yeah.
Yes. And what did they say? Oh no, you don't get it. You no, never, not again. No, never again. No, we know what you need.
Yeah, that's when I think it really started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they make the shit with Daredevil, and then they fuck up Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, that's right when they cancel it. I remember that.
Yeah, and then they fuck up X-Men. Yes, X-Men. No more mutants. Fuck you. And then they fuck up Avengers too.
Yeah. Yeah. Civil War.
Yeah. So it's been several years, and the creators and the editors and the people upstairs, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. So if you want me to go back, you will have to do something, really something. No, not oh here's Spider-Man, or oh here's Logan, oh here's Thor, but he's not Thor, and he hasn't has his arm, and that's not his hammer,
Right.
because the real Thor is dead, or something like that. And I'm betting they're going that way. I'm betting dollars to donuts. They are going that way.
Yeah, I can get that feeling too.
Oh. And I don't think I'm going to go back for a while. Really back, I mean. I'm going to buy, I don't know, the first 2 issues, maybe, of some of their books, because, like I said, someone gave me the money to do so, but I'm not going to start buying Spider-Man and shit until I see really, really some change, and that's going to take
A couple of years, if you think about it.
not maybe less, but it depends in what they do. If they come out and they say, "Okay, we're sorry, this happened. There's this social media policy, and these people are not working with us anymore,"
Yeah.
and we're retconning the universe. Well, they could have me back way sooner than that, but I don't think they are going to do it.
The same here. Although I'm not like 100% down with rebooting the entire universe, I can agree with maybe changing things back to the way they were, like making a storyline out of it. That'd be cool.
They
that
need
would be.
they need to retcon everything, man. They need really, really. They need a hard reboot, and they need to say, I don't know, Mephisto was fucking with everyone, and it was all a dream,
Yeah.
something like that. One
Yeah.
issue or two, fuck it, and here comes the main universe, and here's the Ultimate Universe, and there's Miles Morales in the Ultimate Universe, and here's the Young Avengers, like in the first run,
Yeah.
not the second run, the first run, the first volume. And here you have America Chavez, well written, not a
Yep.
bigot. And here you have Wells, Amadeus Cho, for instance.
Yeah, but not
Okay.
as the Hulk.
He could be a Hulk, not the Hulk.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would rather not have the Red Hulk and Blue Hulk and Gray Hulk and Fuck Hulk. You know,
I get what you mean. Yeah.
they don't get it. They see a character making money for them, and they go, "Oh yes, now let's make everybody Venom."
Oh yeah.
And that's not really good. It could work once or twice, but they have done it with everybody now. Everybody was a zombie. Everybody was a spider.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody was Hulk. Everybody's Venom.
Yeah, that's one of those things where eventually people are gonna get tired of it because they're gonna know it's a cash grab, so they're just gonna stop, paying for it. Like that's all it really is.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. They need to stop that. They need to stop that. They need to. For instance, they did their rebirth, however it was called, and they said no more events. How many events so far? 3 with the current one.
Yeah.
Okay, and this one is a weekly thing, and all the books are tie-ins. Only Star Wars and one or two more are not in the tie-in every week. Are you going to really go buy 100 books
Oh,
each month?
obviously not.
That's what they are doing in a way is the 90s crash in their own
Basically.
company. Okay?
Hey guys, I'm just saying I'm gonna have to head out soon. I had to get up bright and early.
We're going to have. I'm happy if we call it a night for tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
I think we've been at it for like at least a good hour and a half, I think.
Yeah.
A bit more.
A bit more than that.
Yeah,
Low-
it's
yeah, a little more.
9 o'clock. We start
Yeah.
at 7:30.
Right.
Do the
Yeah.
math.
Yeah. All right.
But
Catch y'all
well,
next.
good to have you back, Braylon.
Yeah,
You too,
man.
Joe.
Good to be part of the show.
Yeah. You willing to come back?
Yeah. I'll definitely come back.
Very well. We'll
All
get
right.
to we'll get in touch in the week.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
See you soon.
All right. See you.
All right. Take care.
Take care, you too.
Yep.
So goodbye, everybody. Good night. Happy to have you over. Sleep tight. Bye.